We live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will initiate the historic debate on 150 years of Vande Mataram in lower house of Parliament. 10 hours allocated for the special discussion on the national song. India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation grants IndiGo an extension till 6 p.m. on Monday to respond to its notice, warns of proceeding ex parte if airline fails to respond. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu hints at entering second phase of Gaza plan shortly, says Hamas must disarm. Will meet President Trump later this month to discuss peace. President Zelenskyy says Ukraine's peace talks with the US constructive but not easy. Expected to meet French, British and German leaders on Monday in London. Further talks planned in Brussels. And on to the details now. India's Parliament is gearing up for a momentous discussion, one that goes to the heart of the nation's cultural and political memory. Now today, the lower house of Lok Sabha will hold a special 10-hour debate marking the 150th anniversary of the national song Vande Mataram. And leading this historic conversation will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's set to initiate the discussion. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will speak next, while on Tuesday, the focus shifts to the Rajya Sabha, where Home Minister Amit Shah will open the debate, followed by Health Minister JP Nadda. Now, with both houses set to examine the song's legacy, symbolism and political interpretations, Parliament is preparing for a rare and charged moment of reflection on one of India's most powerful national icons. And in a tragic incident in Maharashtra's Nashik, where 6 people died after their vehicle plunged into an 1,000-foot ravine on the stretch leading to a famous shrine. The car was headed towards the Saptashrangi Mata temple when the driver reportedly lost control while attempting to overtake near the Bhavari waterfall, a stretch known for its sharp curves and narrow road. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis called the incident extremely tragic and said families of the victims will be provided financial assistance of Rs 5 lakh each from the state government. Also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reacted to the incident and expressed grief over the loss of lives. On X, he wrote, and I quote, "Deeply saddened by the loss of lives due to a mishap in Nashik, Maharashtra. My thoughts are with those who have lost their loved ones. I pray that the injured recover soon," unquote. And on to some updates on Goa nightclub fire incident now. 3 senior Goa government officials, including the then director of Panchayat, were suspended for their role in permitting the operations of Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub. They are held responsible for granting permission to the nightclub to begin operations in 2023. Police have also questioned Roshan Redka, the Sarpanch of Arpora Nagawa Panchayat, who had issued the trade license for the club. The owners, managers and event managers have been charged with culpable homicide and causing death due to negligence, among other charges. So far, 4 people have been arrested, but the club's owners are yet to be nabbed. The incident occurred on the intervening night of December 6th and 7th, where 25 people, including 4 tourists, were killed after a fire broke out at Birch by Romeo Lane in Arpora, Goa. Initial findings point to a cylinder blast as the trigger, with 3 people dying of burn injuries and the remaining due to suffocation as thick smoke filled the enclosed space. And the Directorate General of Civil Aviation on Sunday said it granted IndiGo CEO an extension to submit its response to the show cause notice issued to the airline on Saturday over massive disruptions in flight operations. Now, the domestic carrier, which continues to face widespread disruptions even on day 7, has time till 6 p.m. on Monday to respond to DGCA's notice. DGCA cautioned that failure to submit a complete and comprehensive reply within the extended timeline will result in the regulator proceeding ex parte, that is, legal action based on the available records. Also, IndiGo 650 flights were cancelled on Sunday, taking the total flights cancelled since Tuesday to more than 2,000. The airline has said that it expects operations to stabilize by the 10th of December. And meanwhile, air travel operations across the country are stabilizing at a fast pace following intervention by the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Government said that all corrective measures will remain in place until operations stabilize entirely.
Following rapid and decisive steps taken by the Ministry of Civil Aviation in wake of IndiGo operational crisis. While all other domestic airlines are operating smoothly and at full capacity, IndiGo's performance has shown steady improvement on Sunday, with flight schedules moving back towards normal levels. In light of recent cancellations leading to a shift in demand and temporary surge in airfares, the ministry intervened and introduced a cap on airfares with immediate effect. This measure ensures fairness and affordability for travelers. Since the implementation of this order, fare levels across affected routes have moderated to acceptable limits. The ministry has also instructed IndiGo to trace and deliver all baggage separated from passengers due to disruptions. Continuous communication is mandated throughout the process. The ministry's 24/7 control room continues to function as an integrated coordination hub, overseeing flight operations, airport conditions, and passenger support requirements. Passenger calls are being promptly attended to, with necessary assistance as required. The ministry has reassured traveling public that passenger safety, convenience, and dignity remain their highest priority. The aviation network is moving swiftly towards full normalcy, and all corrective measures will remain in place until operations stabilize entirely. To reduce passenger inconvenience at airports, multiple stakeholder engagements were held and real-time airport situations have been monitored continuously. Regular meetings were convened with all operators, airport directors, ground handling agencies, and all other stakeholders. Bureau Report, DD India.
And shifting focus, India continues relentless relief and rescue efforts under the ongoing Operation Sagar Bandhu in Sri Lanka. India has sent about 1,000 tons of essential food items and clothes to Colombo, contributed by the people of Tamil Nadu. Of these, about 300 tons reached Colombo in 3 Indian naval ships on Sunday morning. The High Commissioner handed over the relief material to Lanka's Trade Minister, while another ship, INS Gharial, with about 700 tons of relief material, will reach Trincomalee on Monday.
We are bringing in supplies. This is about 900 metric tons of food items. We will continue this effort. We have an ongoing Operation Sagar Bandhu going on in Sri Lanka.
While Army's engineers, together with Lankan counterparts and the Road Development Authority, are removing the damaged bridge on the Paranthan-Karachi-Mulai-Tivi Road in Kilonochi, this joint effort marks another step towards restoring vital connectivity for the affected communities. Also providing medical care and support, the field hospital set up by Indian Army in Mahiyanganiyaya near Kandy since 5th of December has already provided much needed medical care to more than 2,200 patients affected by the cyclone. Also, the hospital has successfully conducted 67 minor procedures and 3 operations. India's medical teams remain committed to delivering timely care to Sri Lankan people. And India has unveiled a major boost to its border infrastructure. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated 125 key projects in Ladakh, including new roads, bridges and a crucial Shyok tunnel aimed at improving mobility in high-altitude areas. He also dedicated the Galwan War Memorial to the nation, honouring the bravery of Indian soldiers. The minister noted that Operation Sindoor have shown the forces discipline and restraint, while underlining the ability to deliver a stronger response whenever required. DD India's Nichor Roy reports for more.
India has taken a major step to boost border infrastructure. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has unveiled a significant set of projects in Ladakh, strengthening connectivity and strategic preparedness along sensitive frontiers. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday inaugurated 125 key infrastructure projects from Ladakh. The package includes 28 roads, 93 bridges and 4 strategic assets worth Rs 5,000 crore, the highest value set ever completed by the Border Roads Organisation. The projects span Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir and also extend into 7 states: Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, West Bengal and Mizoram. A major highlight is the Shyok tunnel on the Darbuk-Shyok-Daulat Beg Oldie Road, which will provide all-weather access to forward areas. The minister called it a crucial link for mobility in high-altitude terrain and praised BRO's role in strengthening border infrastructure.
इतनी बड़ी संख्या में यानी 125 इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स का उद्घाटन एक साथ आज तक कभी नहीं हुआ है। तो यह अपने आप में बीआरओ के लिए और हम सबके लिए मैं मानता हूं एक मेजर अचीवमेंट है। आज लद्दाख में ही दारबुक-श्योक-दौलत बेग ओल्डी रोड पर निर्मित 920 मीटर लंबे श्योक टनल का भी उद्घाटन हुआ है। दुनिया के सबसे कठिन और चुनौतीपूर्ण टेरेन्स में निर्मित यह इंजीनियरिंग मार्वल लद्दाख जैसे स्ट्रेटेजिक एरिया में ऑल वेदर रिलायबल कनेक्टिविटी इंश्योर करेगा।
Rajnath Singh also virtually inaugurated the Galwan War Memorial, honouring the bravery of Indian soldiers. He also noted that Operation Sindoor showed the forces restraint and discipline, while making clear that they remain fully capable of delivering a stronger response whenever required.
पहलगाम के दुर्दांत आतंकी हमले का जवाब देते हुए हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को प्रभावी तरीके से अंजाम दिया। तो आतंकियों का क्या हश्र किया ये दुनिया जानती है। वैसे करने को तो हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे, लेकिन हमारी सेनाओं ने पराक्रम के साथ साथ धैर्य का भी परिचय देते हुए उतना ही किया जितना कि आवश्यक था। इतना बड़ा ऑपरेशन इसलिए संभव हो पाया क्योंकि हमारी कनेक्टिविटी स्ट्रांग थी।
In the past 2 years, 356 BRO projects have been dedicated to the nation. The government has also raised the BRO's budget to Rs 7,146 crore, underscoring its vital role in national security. Nichor Roy's report for DD India.
And moving on to Shimla city now, the capital of India's hill state of Himachal Pradesh is witnessing historic ice skating with the open-air natural facilities springing back to life this winter. With the 3-month ice skating season beginning, many locals, including children and even senior citizens, are turning up in large numbers to enjoy skating on the fresh ice. Many say the rink's natural soft ice makes it stand out from the indoor rinks found elsewhere in the country. According to the locals, this activity is an annual tradition people of the city eagerly wait for. Many Shimla residents hope that the early arrival of cold weather this year will extend the skating season and attract more tourists to the city. And still to come, this edition of DD India Live. People dressed as Santa take part in marathon in Germany's Mischendorf. Lando Norris clinched his first Formula One championship, ending Max Verstappen's four-year reign with third-place finish in Abu Dhabi. And visitors flocked to wintry Stockholm for dazzling Nobel Week Lights Festival ahead of the prize ceremonies.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. And moving on, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the second phase of a U.S. plan to end the conflict in Gaza was close, though he cautioned several key issues still needed to be resolved, including whether a multinational security force would be deployed. A ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is entering its second month. Israel retained control of 53% of Gaza under the first phase of Trump's plan, which involved the release of hostages held in Gaza and of Palestinians detained by Israel. Now, the final hostage remains to be handed over, and those of an Israeli police officer killed on October 7, 2023, fighting Gazan terrorists who had invaded Israel. Since the ceasefire started in October, Hamas has re-established itself in the rest of Gaza. According to the plan, Israel is to pull back further in the second phase as a transitional authority is established in Gaza and a multinational security force is deployed. Hamas is disarmed and reconstruction begins. A multinational coordination center has been established in Israel, but there are no deadlines in the plan, and officials involved say that efforts to advance it have stalled. Netanyahu speaking to reporters alongside German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in Jerusalem shortly after visiting the Holocaust Memorial Yad Vashem. Netanyahu said that he would hold important discussions with the U.S. President at the end of the month on how to ensure the plan's second phase was achieved.
I think simultaneous with the advance to the second stage, I think it's important to make sure that Hamas complies not only with the ceasefire, but also with their commitment, which they undertook, to disarm and have Gaza demilitarized. That's not something that is not part of something that they committed to. They committed to it. And so I think we'll be having very important conversations at the end of the month on how to ensure that this second stage is achieved. We're about to finish the first stage. We're there, almost. But we have to make sure that we achieve the same results in the second stage, and that's something I look forward to discussing with President Trump.
Meanwhile, Chancellor Merz reaffirmed Germany's commitment to diplomacy, stressing the need for long-term thinking.
Above all, we will continue our diplomatic efforts to bring about peace. One thing is certain, Hamas cannot play any role in Gaza. Hamas must no longer pose a threat to Israel. We must not take short-sighted action or think in the short term. After the trauma of war suffered by both Israelis and Palestinians, we must lay the foundations for a new order in the region, a new order in which Israelis, Palestinians and Arab neighbors can live in lasting peace, freedom, security and dignity.
And talks between U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators over a proposed peace deal with Russia ended in Miami this weekend, with few new developments and lingering questions over security guarantees and territorial issues. Now, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has provided a fresh update on peace talks with the U.S., saying they have been constructive but not easy. The comments from Zelenskyy comes ahead of key talks between the Ukrainian leader, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, France's Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in London on Monday.
We spoke with Stephen Witkoff and Jared Kushner. I thank them for their readiness to work together 24/7. The American representatives know the basic Ukrainian positions. The conversation was constructive, although not easy.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin has praised Trump's new national security strategy, saying that it corresponds in many ways to our vision. The new strategy warned that Europe faces civilizational erasure and that Washington wanted to re-establish strategic stability with Russia.
We continue to work. Something can only be discussed in personal. UMRO and NATO will report to me, and I will also speak with European leaders. We have meetings planned in London as well as in Brussels.
And on Sunday, Trump's outgoing Ukraine envoy Keith Kellogg said that a deal to end the Ukraine war was really close and now depends on resolving just two main outstanding issues: the future of the Donbas region and the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump expressed a disappointment with his Ukrainian counterpart Zelenskyy as he didn't read the proposal to end the conflict with Russia, while Putin has accepted it.
We've been speaking to President Putin, and we've been speaking to Ukrainian leaders, including President Zelenskyy. And I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed that President Zelenskyy hasn't yet read the proposal. That was as of a few hours ago. His people love it, but he hasn't. Russia's fine with it. Russia, I guess, would rather have the whole country when you think of it. But Russia is, I believe, fine with it, but I'm not sure that Zelenskyy is fine with it. His people love it, but he hasn't read it.
Now, Britain plans to integrate autonomous vessels and artificial intelligence with warships and aircraft to enhance its naval defense and submarine hunting capabilities. It aims to protect undersea cables and pipelines from potential Russian threats. The announcement comes 4 days after Defense Secretary John Healey and his Norwegian counterpart Tore O. Sandvik visited the Maritime Capability Coalition in Portsmouth to advance efforts to strengthen Ukraine's naval operations. Millions of pounds had been invested this year in developing and testing anti-submarine sensor technology under Atlantic Bastion. It is the Royal Navy's initiative to secure the North Atlantic for Britain and NATO allies. Atlantic Bastion will see ships, submarines, aircraft and unmanned vessels connected through AI-powered acoustic detection technology and integrated into a digital targeting web. And more than 1,000 Santas filled the town of Mischendorf in Germany on Sunday for the 17th annual Santa Run. People in Santa suits ran distances from 2.5 to 10 kilometers. Children joined in with their own 1 kilometer race called the Elf Hat Race. And Lando Norris clinched his maiden Formula One Drivers' Championship after finishing third in Abu Dhabi, ending Max Verstappen's 4-year reign. Norris became Britain's 11th world champion, scoring 423 points to Verstappen's 421 and Oscar Piastri's 410. Verstappen won the race with Piastri second, while McLaren celebrated a double triumph after already securing the constructors' crown. Norris was emotional after the finish, calling it an honor to battle Verstappen and Piastri all season. The victory denied Verstappen a fifth straight title, a feat only Michael Schumacher has achieved. And visitors gathered in Stockholm on Sunday to admire light installations during the public art festival Nobel Week Lights, which features an array of light art installations inspired by winners of the Nobel Prize, transforming the wintry city. The Nobel Prizes in several fields will be presented at a ceremony on Wednesday. The Nobel Peace Prize will be awarded in Oslo on the same day. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.